Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, January 28th. We are looking at Window Traders Market Profile of SPY IWMN Triple Qs. Fantastic end to the week as far as volume, range, volatility. The markets really came off the mat from Monday. We ended up on the week now in SPY by about $3-4. I'll see a final number as we get to the charts. We go out with an outside day up in both SPY, ES, Triple Q, and NQ. Even Russell got themselves off the mat. They trade down to the 188 level, only to come back strong and take out the first set of single prints from yesterday and end in the middle of their triple distribution. We all go out with price probes. The market, it's amazing. It gets too long, they dump it. Gets too short, they rally it. I had my best trade of, it's early in the year, but in a while, what I did in K periods low and J and K. So I was very happy with that. And I didn't even hold it to the day's high, not even close. I thought once we gave up our trend day, we had two sets of single prints in E and D. Once we gave that up, I thought the odds of the outside day up weren't as good. Obviously, M period thought differently. We'll go over all these charts after I go over the trades. So the first trade I took today, now pre-market, we were trading at 8:30 in the morning. We were trading down around the afternoon pullback low from the 24th, only to rally really hard prior to the open and have a wide POC. So for me, that was short covering prior to the market opening. So as soon as the market opened, we traded up. I didn't do anything, but when we took out A's low, I jumped on a short. I took the 433 puts. Why? Because we had an inside day down, right? Talk about how much that failed. Now, it was not a look below and fail by any stretch. We got below yesterday's low in A, B, and C. That's not a look below and fail, even though we ended up taking out yesterday's high. We took out A's low. So we took out yesterday's low. We took out Wednesday's low. Those are my first destinations. But we had some trouble. We did get below Wednesday's low, but we never got close really to Tuesday's low, which I thought we would. So when we were battling back and forth inside of between yesterday's low and Wednesday's low, every time it went up, I put some on, more puts on, came down, I took them off. Probably recycled about 25 of them. Not a lot, but it was a good trade. Then in B period, when we one time framing down in SPY, when we pushed up, I took a short to see if we'd come back down and take out yesterday's low again. We never did. I'm sorry, we did take out yesterday's low, but we didn't make a new low, so I took those off. I played Innovator in C. Before we popped the top in B, I ended up buying 25 of the 433 calls. It actually went against me as soon as I bought it. Didn't consider buying more because at that point we were one time framing down. We had overlapping lower value, so I didn't know if that was going to be head fake and I was going to get hurt. So I wasn't going to add. But it turned out to be the right plays. We took out B's high and the day's high, and I did well. Took a short in D. So I told the room, look, they're going to now have to prove they can fill both G singles and F singles and get accepted into the upper distribution. Took a small short, nothing big. But I ended up losing on it because they did prove it, right? I didn't even wait till E. When D filled G, filled C, I'm like, I'm not liking this here. It looks like we want to go trend. I took them off and took the loss. F period. When F pulled back, filled single prints, took the long, so that worked out. Those were the 433s. Then the best trade I've had so far this year. I told the room, look, I don't mind getting the pullback. POC had been raised. Our value, although it was only unchanged, had come back up from overlapping to lower. The indices were up. I thought if the market puked out, we'd come back at least to POC and test the upper distribution again. And that's exactly what happened. I started small around G's low, and I mean small. I did a 5 lot at G's low. I did a 5 lot somewhere inside of D, another 5 lot around C. I was long about 20, and then between A's high and half back at the time, I ended up putting another 100. I put 100 on at a beautiful price of the 432 calls. And it started going. It went up, took some off of the big ones. Now, we had trouble there. It stayed there, But where I bought those were paying me very nicely at 100 lot. So it went up, took a bunch of those off, came in, put 25 on. I missed adding another 25 in K period. I tried to get them at value low, didn't get them. And then we started trading up, started peeling them off, and I even actually hold them right until about we got to POC. So I was very proud of that. So I probably was in a total of, I think it was 140. I think the most I was ever long at one point was 140. But can you imagine? We were looking where they were trading later. Oh my goodness. But very happy with that trade. And then when we got acceptance into the upper distribution and stopped the one-time framing down in L, that's all she wrote. Once we took out the day's high, shorts just ran for cover and we screamed higher. So another great range, 150 million on the tape. Our destinations for Monday, 442, today's high. Then 444.04, which is a weekly high. And then 448.06, which is a daily high. And above that, 450.26 price probe from January 20th. For the downside, we have today's price probe, L's high, of 437.83. So we closed about $4 higher than that. Then 435.62, 9 wide at I's low. 431.83 afternoon pullback low in K. 427.82 daily low. And don't forget Monday's low now, 420.76 is a weekly low. And unless we come in $20 on Monday, will be the monthly low. Now let's go to all these charts. A lot to talk about. Okay, we'll start with Russell. Russell's been amazing what's happened to it in these past 3 months, right? From going to all-time highs in November to wiping out all of 2021 here in January. We got down to 188.02. So we got below that 190.94 level I was talking about. So the monthly is firmly down. If they don't get things, their acting gear, we might see around the 185, 180 level. And if that doesn't hold, then our previous all-time high from back in 2018 at 173. So if it ever got to around that 180, 173 level, I would look to back up the truck the first time it got there. So for now, the monthly is down in Russell. Weekly, clearly down. One-time framing down 3 weeks after an outside week down. I just want to see something in the monthly. Did we take out last month's high for them also? We did. So Russell's going to have an outside month down. That's clear. You know, we're not going to rally. Well, I should never say that, but I doubt we're going to rally 14 points on Monday. So we're going to have an outside month down in Russell. We're one-time framing down 3 weeks in Russell, so that's down. And the daily is... Now, the daily is going to be different from SPY and triple Qs. I would call, even though we came back into this, we had a 5-day balance coming into today, because we took out that low by so much, I would call the daily down still. The only way I would come into balance is if we take out Monday's high. So right now, in Russell, the monthly, weekly, and daily are all down for me, and we most likely will have a outside month down. A lot of work to be done. Triple Qs, monthly. Now, we never took out last month's high. So they're down in the monthly, but it's not going to be an outside month down. But they are down on the monthly. The weekly, clearly down. One-time framing down, 4 weeks. And the daily is balance. It's a 5-day balance. But they did have an outside day up. But it's still just balance. So until we get acceptance above 356.88, this is still balance for me. But we did have an outside day up, so we'll see if we can get more legs above and test the balance high on Monday. SPY and ES, my friends. So last month's low was 448.92. So we're $7 below it. Now look, we're getting $15 ranges a day. So I would never put out of the question that we get back inside the last month's low. You never know. which would be an incredible feather in the bull's cap, considering we got $28 below it this past Monday. So right now it's definitely down the monthly with a possibility of an outside month down. We'll see what happens come Monday night when we do our video. Weekly, clearly down, one-time framing down 3 weeks after an outside week down. And the daily is balance. It's a 5-day balance for me. Yes, we had an outside day up, but until we take out 444.04 and come out of balance, we're still balanced. And if we do take out that level, we would also put the weekly back into balance. So after all the bears attempted to do last week, if we have a very good day on Monday, there's a chance of not having an outside month down. There's a chance of putting the weekly in balance, and there's a chance of the daily going from balance to up. Somebody asked me, did we put in a short-term bottom yet? I said I need to take out this week's high next week. If we take out this week's high, whether it's Monday to whenever next week, I think a short-term bottom would be in. But if we do have the outside month down, you still have to be wary because of that. So the monthly is down, the weekly is down, and the daily is balanced. And it's 5 days now below the 200-day moving average. I hope you guys stayed safe this week. Look, $30 a month in this trading room. We're not just throwing out trades. We are explaining what's going on, why it's happening, and keeping people out of trouble is just as important as, telling people, oh, I'm long here, I'm short there. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Thanks for the subscription and liking these videos. Today was a perfect example. I know this video is long, but I just want to show you one more thing. I walked the room through this trade from when I started it. People are like, why are you buying it? It's going down. I'm like, look, and there were people short in my room, and they made money on it. But my premise was I was very comfortable doing what I was doing for the reasons I gave, as far as the indices, as far as POC being raised, as far as I think it's just weak longs getting out. And this is what we provide in this trading room for $1 a day. So, it doesn't hurt to come check us out. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.